Hello, another trading week starts with a Dukascopy broadcast of the economic calendar. We report central events for the Forex markets that will take place today on Monday, November 24th. The UK's nationwide house prices are released at 7 a.m. The country's housing sector hasn't seen worse times since 1990. October was the 12th consecutive month of decline in prices. The Bank of England initiated a rate cut in the beginning of November, but mortgage interest rates are still high and lending is tight. These factors are likely to continue dominating the housing prices and to negatively impact the British economy in general. The Institute for Economic Research in Munich publishes its November sentiment survey at 9. This is high importance news for the euro, which is strongly influenced by the German economy. In October, the Business Climate Index, lowest reading in 5 years. Demand and lending are two of the issues haunting the firms. Total output fell in the year's second quarter, and the current situation, as well as the future outlook, do not suggest any improvements for now. Confidence is down across the board, with both manufacturing and service sectors bracing themselves for tougher times. Eurozone's trade balance for September due an hour later. A deficit of almost €8 billion in August before seasonal adjustments. As global demand was going down while the euro was going up, the trend is expected to continue. The bloc's industrial new orders also out at 10. The declining activity is reflected in both monthly and yearly figures, indicating that the threat of industrial recession remains. US existing home sales, the only news from North America today, out at 3 p.m. A 5.5% rise in sales reported by the National Association of Realtors for September, but general expectations are for weaker trends. The country's recession is far from ending, and this will undermine demand. Falling real estate prices will provide some support for the sales, so sharp collapses are not likely. Back to Europe for another central piece of the calendar, as British pre-budget report is announced by the Chancellor of the Exchequer, Alistair Darling, at 3:30 GMT. The announcement will reflect the Cabinet's approach to the spring budget. It will include such essential elements as GDP growth forecasts, spending levels and borrowing estimates, as well as information on any proposed changes in fiscal policy. A big break before we come to the Pacific section of today's schedule. The Bank of Japan publishes its October's Corporate Service Price Index at 10 minutes to midnight. And finally, the Reserve Bank of New Zealand releases its survey of inflation expectations at 2 a.m. GMT. This is the list of news that will affect the currency rates today. Tomorrow's broadcast will be available on our website from 7 o'clock GMT. I'm Sarah Mackey. Goodbye.